Hi, my name is Roy. I'm with the A Better Calgary Party to share with you some really important information about the bypass vote that is going to start happening here tomorrow, May the 2nd, and go right through to May the 6th. It's an online voting system, and we want to share with you how to vote, how that's going to work, so that there's clarity and excitement, because there's a very good reason why we're proceeding here with the online voting. I know we've been very, very busy with the federal election and all of the distraction here that's taking place with the disappointment for a lot of people with the result of that federal election. But we need to focus on what's in front of us. The next major issue is who is going to be running our city council after the next election here, October. And our Better Calgary Party wants to do whatever we can to ensure a best possible outcome in terms of council and mayor that will finally represent the city of Calgary. So that's what we're all about. The bypass vote is the next step immediately in front of us. So we had to wait until the federal election was over and behind us, obviously. But again, this was built within our bylaws, our constitution. And there's a practical reason for it. We're transitioning from a non-party system for municipal politics to a party system. And because of that transition, we thought about this. What are we going to do for those few incumbents, okay, who have done an excellent job? They don't really need a political party, but we want to avoid vote splitting. This is the reason, to avoid vote splitting. In those few instances where we have a good council member, we want to ask permission of our members to not run a candidate against that incumbent. We will either directly endorse that person or otherwise not run a candidate against that person, but only with the permission of the members. So that's the big difference between us and the other so-called parties. We actually have a vote, a voice for our members, and we're inviting you to participate. We're going to be doing this in all 14 wards. So you can see on the slide here, even in those places where we have incumbents who announced an intention to not run again. And there's a reason for it, okay? I know it doesn't make sense at first, but a lot of these guys will announce an intention to not run and then change their mind. That's what they do as a strategy. They kind of pull away. They let a whole bunch of people jump in the race, and then they announce they're in. And just in case that's going to happen, and we don't want to guess, we just decided to do all 14 wards. There's questions that are unique to each ward association, taking into account those where there's an incumbent who's announced an intention to not run again, to explain why we're doing this. So hopefully it'll be crystal clear for people. This ensures that we're ready regardless. All 14 wards, we want to up or down vote on the incumbents, and also we want to have that for the mayor. So again, as I said, it's going to be a yes or no vote. It's offering to endorse an incumbent. We expect a few that will receive a yes vote, 3, maybe 4, something like that. But it's not just my opinion, right? What'll matter is how the members vote. And we also expect mostly no votes for incumbents, okay? And obviously for the mayor. You'll literally see how do we put it in the Constitution, because we discussed this. Are we going to be selective where we do the bypass offer? Or are we just going to be neutral in the sense of we'll do it for everyone, and of course for the mayor as well? People will have the opportunity to express in a very direct way how they feel about the mayor. I think that's going to be healthy as well. So the process of voting, we've had to retain an online company that does online voting in a very secure manner. So these guys oftentimes will work for publicly traded companies, for example, to do online voting. This is a secure system. Each member has an assigned ID. They will receive an email from Simply Voting, and you'll follow the instruction and you'll be able to vote by just following that instruction. And that guarantees each member will only get one vote, and other secure systems we just want to assure you of. Now, this is the only exception, okay? In every other instance, we will be only allowing voting by way of paper ballots. This is how we run everything in the party. One person, one vote, paper ballots, hand counted, etc., in-person voting. The practical reality is we could not do the bypass vote by any other system but by the online platform, okay? So this is the only time where we're doing this as an exception. And you'll be able to vote on the mayor, whether you want to offer a bypass to her and say yes to her being endorsed. Of course, our members, I have no doubt, will vote overwhelmingly no, but we will let them speak. Your ward association may send a email to the members within their ward with a recommendation. I know of a couple that are going to recommend a yes vote. I know of a couple that are going to recommend a no vote. That may happen. I don't expect it's going to happen more than 5 or 6 of the wards where that extra effort will be made. In most instances, you'll just need to do your own research. Each member does have a vote, and of course, you can check online for voting records as well. Now, if you don't receive an email from Simply Voting, now please first check your junk mail. And if you don't receive an email from Simply Voting, then please let us know by text or email, not by phoning, text or email. You can pause here and write this information down. There's our email address and also our phone number where you're going to text and tell us, I am a member, I did not get an email. Tell us what your name is, your postal code, your phone number, your email address. And if you can remember the approximate date that you signed up as a member, that would be helpful as well, okay? So that's important to know. Where I know we're going to miss some people, but we want everyone to have an opportunity. If we can verify that you are a member, we have a system that goes very deep in terms of our database, and hopefully we'll be able to verify that you are a member, and we'll make sure you get the opportunity to vote. The bypass vote, by the way, will take place between the 2nd and the 6th. On the morning of the 7th, we'll be announcing the results. So I hope that helped to clarify the reason why we're doing this. Let's start stirring ourselves towards an interest in what's going to happen here this October. We want to elect a best possible council and mayor, and this is a next big step to do that. We're also next week going to have some nomination announcements that we'll to make of actual candidates that have gone through the whole vetting process and are now our candidates. So very exciting things that are happening immediately in front of us. Thank you very much. I hope you have a great rest of your day.